What's up, guys? My name is Amanda with AY Designs, and today I'm going to show you my interpretation of the Builder Challenge desk by DIY Huntress. For this build, I started off by cutting my poplar down to 2x2s and 1x2s. After that, I took it over to my miter saw and cut it down to the sizes that I needed. I used my Kreg Jig precision track to do this because it made it 10 times easier and faster. Here I'm numbering my wood for the planer, and I got this fantastic idea from 3x3 Custom. I planed my wood to get the rough and raw edges off and make it smooth like butter. And once all my wood was planed, I took it all over to the Kreg Jig and jigged my holes. This is one of my favorite ways of joining wood because it makes a really strong joint and it's great for DIYers. And then next is the thing all woodworkers love: sanding and sanding and sanding and sanding and sanding and sanding. Next up, I assembled my frame for this desk. I always use Craig's right angle clamp to hold the wood in place, and a speed square that I clamp to each piece of wood to make sure everything is square. That helps make everything perfect, and you don't have to worry about a wonky desk leg. 2 legs. For my desk, I wanted it to have a pull-out feature. So on the left side, I built 2 legs out of 1x2s, Kreg jigged them together with some glue, that tight bond, and then I took those and made the rest of my frame for the desk. And just like that, BAM! Once the outside frame was done, I screwed my supports for the drawers in place using my Kreg right angle clamp again and my speed square to make sure everything was square. After the frame was built, I cut my plywood down to size for my drawer sides and for a shelf that will house my microscope slide drawer, and that is the tongue twister. To make my slide out functional, I added a piece of wood to the left outside leg so it would pull out. And just like sanding and building, there's always a lot of Kreg jigging. This here is for the drawer sides. Oh look, more sanding! And after sanding my life away, I beat this piece into submission, right where it was supposed to go. After getting my drawer sides into place, I measured where my shelf would go for the microscope slide drawer and glued and screwed it into place. Here I added the supports for the slide out on the desk and made sure everything fit correctly. This is the first time that I've ever used walnut, so I was excited and scared at the same time to use it. So of course I measured 10 times and cut once. And since I was using a nice wood like walnut, I wanted to do a different type of joinery and decided to do biscuit joining. This is my first time doing it, and I will definitely do it again. With the frame and the top done, it was time for drawers. So I cut my wood down to size and used my router table to route out dados for the bottoms of the drawers. BAM! The most difficult part of this build were the slide drawers. Getting the rust off was a big pain, so I had to let it soak, and while doing that, I decided to paint my frame. Once all the rust was off the metal, I cleaned it up, primed, and painted it. After painting and sealing my frame, I added my drawer slides to get ready for the drawers. Once the glue was dry on my tabletops, I cut everything down flush and took it over to the frame to make sure it fit nice. To attach my desktop, I screwed screws through the frame and into the desktop. I did that with the slide out as well so that everything would stay in place. To make my slide out stop, I bought metal braces that you can find at any hardware store and painted them copper to match the rest of my hardware. And the big reveal! Oh yeah. I absolutely love the way this desk turned out. It turned out just as I envisioned it would. The copper complements the walnut, as does the bright navy blue. And here it is, guys, my final submission for the Instagram Builders Challenge. Yay! With every challenge, I always try to do something new. And so with this challenge, I wanted to learn how to use a biscuit joiner. I wanted to use walnut, how to make the desk slide out. And I'm really happy with the way everything turned out.